Hello, welcome back to the channel. And this week I am against Jordy from the Inebriated Incineroars. I didn't actually say a name. And I'm from the Cinder Serena. So currently we are 0-4. So it's like I'm like, okay, well, I guess it's time to win. Hopefully. So as you can see, this is a steel and water matchup. I actually this is why it probably took so long. I took 150 seconds, and like I took 3 minutes, right? Yeah. One of the reasons I took 3 minutes is because I actually, as you can see here, I wrote. I'll probably put it in the link in the description, but yeah, this is what I did. I just kind of wanted to kind of set up like what he had, kind of imagine, and then like continue to like play it out and like cross out stuff as you can see, and like yeah, that's like what I do. So anyways, I actually thought he would leak Greninja because Greninja is probably the most threatening thing. You know, so many different sets. If it's the steel color set, then, you know, this thing might be a little bit meh, but yeah, he goes Lantern, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. So I go Ega Slash because, you know, I'm not going to reveal sets, but yeah, that's what I do. And then I'm like, okay, well, he is either going to Volt Switch or Scald, and I was like, honestly, because, you know, from this set, it's just like, Volt, Scald, Heal Ball, Toxic Lefties, you know, and I'm like, you know what, maybe I can, I was thinking maybe I can go extra, and I was like, yo, that's a crackhead play. I'm not crackhead yet, I gotta feel him out before I crackhead play him. So I make a safe play, go Ferrothor, and he volts here, and I'm like, okay, that's nice. He crits me, whatever. Toxapex. And I'm like, okay, Toxapex is a big deal because it can be a knockoff, Scald, Haze, Toxic, Recover, you know, it's our Scald knockoff, so, you know, I gotta check it out. If it's Scald, then I kinda in a really bad position because you can basically kill everything. Everything's burned, I lose. But if it goes Skarmory gets burned, it's gonna be troublesome, but it's better than getting this Ferrothorn burn, you know? So I missed a Power Whip, as you can see, yeah. Or actually, I Protect, actually. One of the reasons why I Protect this is just to scout out. I wanted to scout out Scald or Knock, or whatever you want to do. So yeah, he then knocks me off, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go hard Skarmory here. Actually, it didn't cross my mind, but he could have been like a Block Spite set, which Kaiser ran this week. But I was like, that didn't even cross my mind if I just think about it now. So anyways, continue on, I scout, and I'm like, okay, let's go Skarmory. I'm not trying to get my knockers left off because this thing wins. This thing legit wins. I just Power Whip. Power. Considering he's not going Greninja, and I'm like, okay. Still in the back of my head, it could kill my whole team, but I'm like, okay, maybe he's being conservative. Maybe he's scared of like a Tox from Ega Slash or something, so like, okay. So yeah, he knocks me off, my Rocky Helmet's gone, I'm like, okay, well, honestly, the last time I saw this type of matchup was like Chai and Insta playing last week, and I remember this one through spikes and rocks. I mean, his only defogger is Pelipper or Feeny, and you know, that's a pretty easy matchup for me because I can threaten with any, like, give it Toxic, Excadrill can come in, and Scissor. So I'm like, okay, let's just put Spike up, and he goes Lantern. I'm like, okay, this time, because he's going to, because he knows I kind of set this point, so basically I can go Ferrothorn right here, again, not go Excadrill because he's going to Scald, and that's a safe play. So yeah, he Scalds me, and personally I think he's just Scalded again, but maybe he's scared of Power Whip, so I'm like, okay, that's fine. So yeah, he volts, and he goes hard back into Toxapex because he wants to knock me off. And I'm like, okay, so he Power Whips, and I miss, of course. And then I Protect here just to scout again. I really want to see if he's Scald, Knock, Recover, or something. So I switched out, go Skarmory, but because he's knocking maybe twice now, he keeps knocking, and I'm like, okay, maybe he's really not, like, Scald, so, because I could go Excadrill so many times at this point, but, you know, I want to play it safe. So I Spike again, I'm expecting like a Defog or something, so he Defogs. I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. So I Power Whip, and, you know, it does 22%, not much, it's chip. And then, yeah, I switch out, because, you know, I don't want to get Scalded. And if I knock off, I lose. So, yeah. He hazes. I think predicting my Protect, so he can stall out my Protects. I'm like, okay, let's put a Spike up again. Yeah, let's put a Spike. He knocks me, and I'm like, okay, let's Roost here. Because this is a very easy range for Swampert to kill me. Oh, actually, Whirlwind. Oh, I Whirlwind because I wanted to at least get something out, because I knew he'd switch. I'm crazy. So yeah. And then yeah, he goes Pelipper, and I roost up here just because yeah, threatened the Swampert coming or something. Because 76 probably puts me at range for a 2-hit KO with Waterfall and Rain, so didn't want that to happen, so I roost here. And I go hard Heatran. I think one of the reasons why I went Heatran for this play is because if he Hydros, I'm supposed to defensive evolve, so I mean I don't really need Tran for this matchup at all, because I'm not like a Toxapex killer, Magma Storm, you know, I'm Plume, E-Power, you know. So yeah, he Hurricanes here, which I'm kind of happy about. So that makes me curious about his set, you know. I know he's a Hurricane, Defog, so he has to at least have one water move, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna stay in, and I'm gonna Toxic here. One of the reasons I Toxic is because I think he wants me out of rocks, because he can Defog here, or hit me up a water move, and I'm like, honestly, I'm fine. Honestly, reveal Heal Ball to me so I can actually play around this and, you know, make sure the game is in my favor. So yeah, he U-turns here, and I'm like, okay, so he has to have a water move. He's already revealed 3, so yeah. He goes in Swampert, and I'm like, okay, this is a threat I need to really be careful with. So I'm actually gonna switch into Skarmory here because this thing walls it. Yeah, so I go Skarmory. He waterfalls and does a good solid 39, and so I'm happy. And I just roost back up. And then did I defog here? I'm trying to think if I defogged here. No, I spiked up because I say F the rocks, you know, he's gonna have to defog eventually. And at this point I spike up again, he knocks me off, and I'm like, oh yahoo! And I go Harness Scissor, because at this point, no Scald at all, and I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. So he hazes, and here, I'm gonna SD actually. He can haze for all his life, but he can't kill me, and I win, I think, in the end, because he's gonna knock, toxic, recover, haze, you know. He can't kill me if I'm assuming that he's recover and toxic last move, unless he's like double attacking move, which that would not be smart for a team like this. So yeah, I Mega Evolve, and I just click SD, and I calc this, and I'm like, okay, I don't die to anything. I'll probably get 2-hit KO'd, but I can kill this Pelipper in return, which I need a Rain God. And if I get the Rain God, Swampert's not viable at all. So at this point, I'm like, okay, let's Bug Bite then, because that does the most damage. So yeah, let's Bug Bite here. I'm like, yahoo, okay, that's some nice, good chip. He's defogs because of spikes. At this point, I'm like, okay, let's go in X-Drill. Why did I go to X-Drill though? Oh yeah, I went to X-Drill because I wanted the Pex, because he knows I kill with 42%. So yeah, I go hard X-Drill, knowing that he's not gonna stay in, because he's been playing pretty conservatively. He's been trying to make the curve, you know, he's not trying to lose the game. So I'm like, okay, and I'm assuming he's not yeah, he's not a Scald set at this point, which is yeah. So I just EQ here. And I'm like, okay, I don't kill at all, and I'm not trying to lose my X-Drill to this, you know, Pex, who's super annoying. So I actually switch out into my Ferrothorn because it walls it. You know, I don't think, unless it has HE Fire, which would be super weird. Yeah, so it taunts me. I'm like, okay, that is fine. Let me Power Whip this thing so I can get rid of a threat here. Oh, I'm so bad. I don't even know my own game. All right, so I actually go back into X-Drill because I predict the Feeny to switch out X-Drill because the Power Whip was gonna come out. And I know so I wanted to make a good double. And so yeah, I just EQ here for a crit, unfortunately for him. Oh shoot, let me switch my sides. Yeah, and then basically recover. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna SD here. Or no. I rock slided. I rock slided here because I wanted to cover the Pelipper check so he can get the rain back up. And I was like, because if I EQ and then I rock slide, I lose actually. Somber comes in, Skarmory's at 95. I don't want to take any risks. So honestly, and he's trying to get into a good position in the game. So I'm like, okay, let's rock slide. And he's assuming I'm Scarf at this point. So I rock slide here. I'm like, yes, I didn't miss. He lives, but that's fine. You know, it kills him. And then he goes Mega Swampert. And I go hard back into Ferrothorn because I'm just trying to take this waterfall. I mean, that's his best play because he knows I've gone Skarmory the last time. So then I protect here just to waste the rain. Protect. I go X-Drill here. Do I not extra drill? No, I go Skarmory because I'm scared of the knocking off coming up. I should have probably got an extra drill here actually if I think about it. But yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back into Heatran so I can take a Scald. Because I don't want this to get burned. Maybe Volt Slime, you can go Swampert, Greninja or something, and I'm fine with that. I can just switch around with my mons. He Scalds me, I'm about to put Rocks up, That's a priority for me because his Defogger's gone, so yeah. Put Rocks up, and I go hard Ferrothorn here. Yep, go Ferrothorn here. He Scalds me, I can't get burned because of Misty Terrain. And so I'm like, okay, here I wanted to stay in and Power Whip instead of going extra because he knows last time this type of play happened, he went Toxic Specs and I went extra, and I know it's already wired in his mind that he assumes that I'm already gonna make the more offense. But I thought about it and I'm like, no, actually I'd rather just stay in, and like Power Whip because I'm in a better position at this point. No Defogger, I don't need to waste a turn of my extra's HP and lose my extra, so I'm gonna stay in and Power Whip. He Scalds here. I'm like, yes, I made the right play. Yup. Because okay, technically also if he goes Peck Pecks and I Power Whip, I can just go extra again and he can switch out, do some those. But I have Rocks happening. I don't at this point I want to kill him, kinda. So I just Leech Seed here actually, just because maybe he wants to save the Feeny. I don't know. So I Leech Seed here. And then there's one turn left. I protect here because I didn't. Yeah, I didn't want to take any more damage. And yet I 1 HP, so I'm like, okay, let's switch out into Heatran. Yeah, I go Heatran here. The Scald just to play it safe because I don't need Heatran anymore. Okay, Feeny's gone, and he goes hard into Swampert Mega. And I'm like, okay, let's go hard on Skarmory here. He EQs, protecting my Ferrothorn, and he waterfalls, hoping to get flinches. And I'm like, please don't flinch me. I'm just trying to win. Body press just to get damage off, and then I probably should have actually roosted the turn before, but oh well. Yeah, I roost, and then I roost again, just in case. He thinks I'm gonna go Ferrothorn because of maybe Spike, Iron Barb's chip that he gets. So yeah, he waterfalls again. I just body press. I can just body press again. At this point, I'm gonna keep roosting up. Yeah, there's no point. Yeah, I roost up here. Or did I body press? I think I body pressed. Yeah, I body press here just because safe play. I'm at 97. Waterfall. Flinches me twice. Bad. Man, I'm really unlucky, but oh well, what can you do? He actually reveals superpower, and I'm like, okay, good thing I did not ever go into my Ferrothorn here. And then he forfeits because he can't break my team, apparently. Greninja is not like a HP fire set. Lantern cannot kill, and I just go extra drill on like Tox and Lantern, and then Greninja's useless when I have these extra mods I can use in Paragonif. So yeah, I am 3-1, and yeah, thanks for the game, Jordy. I really appreciated playing with you this week, and hopefully you can tie this week out. And yeah, thanks for watching, and hope everyone has a great week. Thank you. Oh, and I'll also post the picture of my thing.